gonna be using this.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. So yes, come on in. We'll actually live streaming now. Okay, so we're gonna start live streaming now. So let's see who wants to come in and say hello with me. Come on in. Come on in here. Hey, just grab a mic. You don't have to put it on. You can just hold it. Two's fine. Yeah. Okay, just hold on to the mic. Doing better than one. Here you go. Have a seat. Have a seat. Please join me here. Okay. So we got sound. We're good. Sound check. All right. Come on in. All right. So yeah, come on through.
Is this on? Hello? Hello?
Yeah. So everything is on. Yeah.
It's live streaming. You know that it's live streaming right now.
Yes.
Like,
We're actually streaming live on YouTube. Jamil, can you turn on the computer outside too? Make sure we're streaming. Yeah, the computer's right there. Yeah. Outside the laptop, just live streaming. It should be on. Okay, so welcome to the studio. All right, so let's. Everyone knows me. I'm Professor Ken, but I need to know you. So let's tell everyone who we are and what we do. Go ahead.
so my name is Aisha Ijaz, and I'm a student in communications and mass media in United International College. And I was super excited for the studio because we're gonna learn a lot of things, and I love media.
Yes. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you.
My name is Elon Dushko and I am in communication and mass media. And when I heard about the studio, it was amazing. So we all love art, radio, we love photography, and the fact that we have the studio, it's something great.
Yes, and it's good to be here. So on a regular basis, what we'll do is we're gonna bring guests in here, and everyone's walking through. So this is the opening of the studio. We actually had our first broadcast yesterday, which was great, and we're gonna have regular broadcasts on a regular basis. So you're into communications and mass marketing and content stuff. So how important is video in everything that we do today?
Oh my God. I believe video right now is one of the main keys to show how creative you are because of the Instagram reels. They give a lot of opportunity to people. And one of the things that I think that makes a great video is how you tell the story in the video.
Yes.
And you need to be very creative for that. And you have to work with your client to be able to tell their story as well.
That's very true.
Yeah. It's very important. I actually work in that field. Like I work in weddings. What I do is cinematography of the
Oh,
wedding.
nice.
So telling the story, it's like Aisha mentioned,
Yeah.
it's very beautiful.
Yes.
And I work in marketing as well. And everything that I do is how I deliver the video
Right.
to the people, like in all social media, Google Ads, whatever is related to advertisement. So that's the key. Nowadays,
That's true.
I think that's the new branding.
Yeah. And stories sell. Okay. Without
Yeah.
stories,
People
you
love
can't-
stories.
You can't. That's right. You can't. Do I have funny stories? It's like, but you can't tell stories. In fact, you mentioned reels, Teacher. So reels are now the number one viewed item. Everyone's looking at reels. And by the way, so we talk about reels. Reels goes on Instagram and of course TikTok. Right.
Also on YouTube.
On YouTube Shorts, right? So that's the key. So you make a reel, and for everyone who doesn't know what a reel is, it's the vertical, more or less the vertical video, and you post a reel, and it's normally under 90 seconds, right?
Yes.
Plus or minus, and that gets instant views, and the algorithms pick it up, and that's how you get instant attraction.
Thing with the reel that so many people around the world who didn't even have like a huge platform now gets to show how creative they are
Yes.
and how they and people actually teach you how to make reels on reels, so
Yeah,
you get
it's
to
pretty
learn a
cool.
lot.
You-
You learn, you take the
And
tricks,
a lot of
you use-
people like are getting new jobs and new opportunities
Yes.
just by showing, presenting, like me or her or
Yes.
you can go there and tell like, hey, I do videos or I do weddings, and people that by seeing you, they know they can book you
Yes.
just by a video that you're gonna make. So
And
it's
that-
very
your
important.
Instagram is your
like branding
portfolio.
yourself for free
Yes.
Yeah.
and bringing money to yourself.
and that's a good point. How much does it cost to open up a social media account?
Just the internet that you pay for.
Exactly. Right. It's free.
Free.
So what's your excuse not to have a social media channel and doing stuff like that if it's free? That's the point there, right?
Now company ask for your social media because it's like your resume, like your portfolio. What have you been doing? And they
Yes.
see, especially if you go in the media, they
Yes.
ask for your Instagram and your Facebook to see what have you been up to. And you can actually get hired by the portfolio that's online if you show to the people.
That's right.
That's really nice.
Like the marketing job that I'm doing right now, this is new for me, but they picked me just by checking my Instagram page.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were looking at all my videos, all the pictures that I posted there, and they're like, "What do you do?" And I was telling them that I work in wedding, but I don't have anything of my work on my personal page.
Right.
And they're like, based on your content that you posted and everything, you have a very beautiful eye. How you see things,
see
and
things,
your vision looks beautiful. Can you help us with the marketing of the restaurant? And then when I started and I made their page looks so fancy, so beautiful, and they're like, wow, like
Yeah.
it's just by seeing how I post, they came into the conclusion like, okay, you're gonna do our Instagram page, our TikTok page, all the social media, you're gonna manage it for us.
Yeah.
And that's the importance of it. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
true.
it's really important. So we're gonna
New resume.
yes. So this studio is now ours, yours. You're welcome
you
to
so
use it
much.
all the time.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it. You're now officially the first guest interview.
So
Enjoy the rest of the party. We have a big party coming in tonight, so enjoy the party, and then we'll bring in some more guests.
just before I go, I just want to say best of luck, and I hope this studio brings great blessing for everybody.
Yes,
No,
I think
thank
it
you.
will.
Sit
All right, thank you. So let's find our next. Let's find. We're gonna go out and find
Thank
our
you.
next guest here. Yes, leave the mics here. And I left my camera here too. Look at that.
I'm so happy.
All right. So who's next? All right. We'll come on in. We'll get you wired up. All right. So sit in the middle. Sit in the middle seat. Here. Why don't you? You know what I wanted to do? I didn't bring my remote. Take. Yeah. Bring it to. And did we check the live stream? We are live streaming out there. Hello. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. We are live streaming. So I'll go. So
Looks good. Looks great.
I do notice that this is sort of in the way sitting here, though. We have to figure that out. That's okay. It's a combination thing. So the whole it's a multi-purpose room. So if we move this out of the way, we have a whiteboard, and then we can take this. We can put just about any backdrop we want, and move it around to back there, and everything. Everything is sort of movable. So we could turn the lights around so they're facing this way, and we could turn this camera. So basically, we have multiple backdrops and walls and formats and stuff like that. So now we can do. I have a similar setup, believe it or not. My home studio was much smaller than this, like half the size of this. But if now we can use everything. Why don't you go? Don't you have things to do?
Yeah, but I need, primero es uno le me after because I need to go outside and need to do the students from there. Oh, that's
Steve, how are you?
good.
I'm a big fan of Dr. Teddy Adams. Yes. Come on in. Come on in. I wanted to see if I could get this tripod. Come on in, have a seat.
Channel 5.
Yeah, well, this is yeah. All right, so you don't have to. You could just hold the mic if you want. That's just simple if you like. But you could just pinch it to yourself. It got a little tangled up here. You should. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll give you one too. So I just put it up here. Yeah, that's all. And you can hold that. You know, actually, this one. Give me this one back. This one is not used to it. This one is blinking red. That means something's not. Put that on.
You want another one?
I have the other one in my pocket, so that's the fourth one. Maybe it's not charged or something. Good. Yes.
Is
Now-
good there?
That's perfect.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Yes. Let me just make sure that we have test. Yes. Can you hear me? All right, here we could do a we could do like a selfie here. Hold on. All right, so now we'll do a little selfie stick here in my own hand. I guess that's basically. This is the actual new studio that we have here at UIC. You see everyone's hanging out here, so we're just enjoying ourselves. Okay, how are we doing on sound? We have good sound there, right?
Can you hear us?
One of the cameras is now blurred. I think maybe
That camera.
so it got popped out. Somebody pop this one out here. Start it again. Yes, definitely this one. Hold on. So let's see what happened here. You maybe this came loose over here. We're gonna have to figure out how to hold that down a little better.
So, like, how long you been studying here? What you studied with your major and your family business? You told me and a half.
I don't know if this cable is good. Maybe this cable is good.
That's right. Station, and I actually my husband I'm this business. I says that helping about sushi.
Hold on 1 second. We just want to make sure we get the camera going. Perfect. How's that? What happened is that black screen for camera 4 that's just not working on this? Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know why this is not.
Is that focusing well or?
No, we got it now. Took a minute. It's complicated like me.
Now
Yeah, no, it's good now. I think we're good.
it's focusing on her.
Go ahead, you can set it. Okay. All right, so welcome. Now we got everything. We're live streaming, but this is not staged. This is all just, you know,
Informal.
informal conversation. I like that. Let's do that. Let's do informal conversations at UIC. That's what this broadcast is all about. So, yes. Why don't we introduce ourselves first? I'm Professor Ken. We met each other. We know each other.
Yes.
I haven't met you yet, so hi, welcome,
Hi, my name is Samantha Igor.
Samantha.
I'm studying here business administration.
Oh, wonderful.
It's
Okay.
my first year.
This is your first year here. Okay. And how do you like business so far?
Good,
Yeah?
really good. Yeah,
Okay, good.
very helpful. The classes that I have been through has been very helpful.
That's Oh, very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Okay, and then introduce yourself since
Sure. My name is Professor Edgardo de Velasco. I've been teaching here at UIC for about 4 years, starting
Wow.
2019. Yeah. I teach different courses, business courses, and also self empowerment.
Oh, very cool. I might have to take a self-empowerment
Oh,
class
that's
with you.
awesome.
Do you do you have your own content or do you
Actually,
different content?
we elaborate the content with Lydia.
Oh, very nice.
This college. It is very interesting because it covers different subjects, like all the areas of people's life,
Yeah.
like your family
Yeah.
environment, your personal environment,
Yes.
your spirituality, and all
Yes.
those components that we experience on a daily basis.
Oh, very cool. Yes, I got to do that. I got to take.
It's
I gotta
really
take
good.
one of those.
And at the end, students end the class by doing a vision board.
Oh, very
So they
nice.
put all this stuff they want to accomplish in the next 5 years, and
And do that.
so the students came back to me a year later and said, "Oh, Professor De Velasco, whatever I put in my vision board, it happened. It came true." So that's really
Well,
good.
that's what
Yeah.
they say, and I go back. So I have a few years on me. So I go back to handwriting, what we call daytime, and keeping notes. And so I have these. So they're little books that you used to keep in your jacket pocket, right? And I used to do goals every year. I used to do goals, and I used to have 5-year goals and stuff like that. So I started that in 19. I actually have the books. The reason why I know this is I actually have the books. 1988. was when I started. So I have those little diaries that I kept. Not diaries, they're more like daytimers, things to do and so that since 1988, and I have goals every single year, and I always make a 5-year plan. I'm now in the first year of my next 5.
Beautiful. But I think what happened with vision board is that you have everything visually put in a paper. So for people that have the are more visual, they like to see things. That's their learning style.
Yeah.
They can focus more when they see a picture of something they want to accomplish.
Yes.
So some people actually like reading or maybe recording their voice and listen to the voice every day.
Yes.
But some people that are visual, it's very important for them to see everything they want to focus on paper,
Yeah.
in pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important because if you see it, you can grab it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
touch it, right? That's really important.
If you can see it, you can do it.
Yes. So Samantha, tell us about what your
With
vision.
motivation.
Yes. Do you have any sense of a vision yet? I mean, do you have an idea where? So this is your first year, right? Okay. So where do you want to be 5 years from now? That's a great question.
5 years?
Yes, 5 years. Yes.
To have my own company.
Yeah.
I'm starting with my husband company about sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah, we want to have a ghost kitchen.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you a chef? Do you
But
cook?
my personal goals
Yeah.
are going for design of
Design.
clothes.
Okay.
Clothing, yeah.
Oh, very cool.
And they have some demonstrations. So she did some shrimp over there.
You have food? What am I doing? He's sitting here talking to you. What is going on? So
For the shrimp, yeah.
okay, so that's good. So okay, ghost kitchen for sushi and stuff like that. That's important. So track that and keep that in mind because if you don't visualize it, I guess you can't chase it, right? You
Yeah.
gotta chase it. And then for me, when I think about that, I always try to. I don't chase somebody. I chase myself. So I want to chase myself 5 years from now. There was a really good. You can YouTube it. It's a really good speech by what's his name? The actor. Oh, I can't think of his name. He goes, all right, all right, all right. What's his name again? I can't think of his name. Matthew McConaughey. Yeah. Yeah, so I know his face. I know what he does. Anyway, my point was this: he has this great acceptance speech when he got one of his awards, and he says that I chase myself, and every time I try, I'm not trying to compete with you. I'm trying to compete with me yesterday, and I think that's really good because if you can be better than you are today, and then tomorrow you're better than yesterday, you're always taking a step.
And that's exactly what they say. We need to be a better version of ourselves
Yes.
every day. Try to improve and be better than the day before.
Matthew McConaughey, right? Is that his name? I knew it was gonna come. Anyway, I don't like him.
And I read that name.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you for
us.
having this. It's great.
It's great. We'll have you on as regular guests, and as you start developing your business, we'll have you back because we tape the Forward Motion Business Show here as well. Professor Paul and I, we do that. We talk to entrepreneurs and business leaders, and I would love to have you, Edgardo. I'd love to have you on to do something with the self empowerment too.
Sure.
Because we're also working on focusing on career development
Beautiful.
for Gen Z.
And like I said before, I do teach self-empowerment, but I do also have my YouTube channel, and I do motivational short videos. But I would like to learn more about this. This is not on it there.
This is gonna.
I want to kind of
Yeah.
say that because now I say everyone that things, the TikTok,
Yes.
Instagram,
Yes.
the reels that you mentioned before, your
Social
previous
media.
interview. Social media is
Essential.
essential.
Yes, very important. And we don't know what tomorrow is going to be, right? I mean, TikTok's only 3-4 years old. YouTube's only 20 years old, maybe a little longer than 20. So we're still at the very, very beginning. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's great to meet you.
Congratulations. I'm going to be spending some time here.
And I'm gonna go out and grab some of that sushi that you have.
You need to try that.
I need a vegetable roll, though, to be honest. Those shrimp rolls hard for me. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, wonderful. Thank you. Yes, you did.
Okay.
Leave the mic. We'll find out. We'll find another guest. Here, we'll take another. Here, we'll take a picture. We'll do another photo here like this. Hold on. One more sign. Perfect.
All right, thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. I was gonna use that. You're lucky you took it back. I. You can use it. No, no, no. I was kidding. No, no, no. I'm kidding. No, no, no. I'm kidding.
All right, thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Very cool. All right. Let's go find our next guest.
Yeah.
You can go out either way. Let's see what this wig has.
And
We're gonna do the. We're gonna, I I have the mic. The mic. You can hear. You can hear it. Finish it. Those one. Either door. All right. I'm very. You. Where are they coming from? Are you making it? Where? Here in Miami? Are they? These are markups. They're not actual products yet. Yeah. Was it? Well, some of the largest food companies in the world. That's what you do an email. I'll send you. I'll send you. I'll send you. Okay. I'll send you an email about it. All right. We gotta have. I'm gonna have you come in and do an interview. Maybe. Let me go find. So you. Let's go. You didn't make it. All right. So the next time you do a show, anytime you want to sell, the most important thing is it. So whatever you need to do, when you do anything, even though this, make sure you sample the product. Never sample anything but your product, because when people come to your table, you want to sell. You want them to taste everything. So are you gonna do? There's a big food show here in Miami in September. Have you heard of it? The American Food and Beverage Show. Have you heard of that? You should check it out. I'll send you. I'm gonna send you a link. Walk the floor and see and check that out. How many units do you sell on average right now? Are you selling yet? How? It's good value.
It's a lot.
And each box is $9.90, $7.90 for the box.
In the supermarket,
As well as
9.99. But because we croquette is different because it's with bechamel. It's the unique croquette is the most expensive.
Yeah.
But
It's you.
anyway, this
Yeah.
this is we cook the the name is
Talk some more about what. Are you heading now? Or you staying? I'm live on the mic, so be careful what you say because everything's being live streamed. And do an interview. Oh, the baseball team is here.
depends on Miami Mix.
All right.
Miami Mix.
Okay.
She's also great.
Yes, and we're gonna do yours too. Coach, you want to interview the coach with me? You gonna stick around? All right. Yes. Come on. Let's get the coach. Where did coach go?
see it from outside. I said that was good because I didn't like to be ready.
You can see it from outside.
You can see it from outside.
Yeah, and we have it live streaming right there.
You don't see anything.
No,
That's
isn't that cool?
That's cool.
It's perfect. We're going to so what we need to do, because this is actually live streaming, we want to figure out a way to maybe change monitors and maybe put that monitor out here so when you see it, and then we put a little bigger monitor so we'll right, and we need a little speaker system so you can hear it.
Instead of speakers, maybe what we should do is sort of get the museums, put one or two hippos out there. This will go.
You do that.
Everybody does it.
They coach.
Yeah, coach, we're ready. All right, let's go. Come on. Paul's coming with. Let's get the coach. All right, we're gonna interview the coach. All right. Coach, come on in.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's
Where
do
you
this.
want me?
Sit right. You're in the middle. You're in the hot seat.
The hot seat.
Absolutely. Absolutely in the hot seat. All right. You can hold this on the side and just pin it to your collar right here by your button if you like. But it'll pick up everything. We'll live
So
stream.
you're the baseball.
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah. Right here? Yeah, that's perfect. Should be good on sound. You have sound bar there, right? You good for sound? Perfect. All right. So here's how we do this. This is an informal conversation at UIT. So so I'm Professor Ken. We met once or twice.
Yes,
This is
we have.
Professor Paul. We actually do a forward motion business recording here. as
Okay.
well. So introduce yourself to the worldwide audience. We're streaming live right now.
Okay, absolutely. So my name is Coach Jonathan Hevia, also go by JP. Head men's basketball coach here at UIC, going into my second year now, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. And I've been part of UIC family. I guess almost 4 years, 3 to 4 years, and this is all new. The athletics program is all new here. So maybe you can explain. I believe it. I mean, I've been in athletics. I've been fortunate. I'm not a superior athletic guy, but I believe in athletics. I really
Yeah.
do. So explain the importance for In this case, young men, right? It's a men's basketball team.
Yep.
What's the importance of athletics for young men at this level of their lives?
Absolutely. It just, it gives them structure in their life. We go by the acronym LEAD on our
Lead?
program. Yep. Uh, short for leadership, execution, accountability, and discipline. Those are the four things that we really want our young men to excel in
Yeah.
when it comes to on the court and off the court. Just having the accountability to make it to class on time, make it to practice on time, do the right things, have the integrity to do things, when nobody's watching, and just keep yourself to a certain standard.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things that we have in the program.
Now, what league do you play in?
So we're going into the USCAA. It's a small league specifically for small colleges, but it doesn't necessarily mean that those are the only teams that we have to play. We have a schedule coming up for our 2023-2024 season where we'll play a couple NCAA Division II schools, NCAA Division I schools. So we'll be pretty battle tested for our playoff run come March.
Now, where do you practice and where do you play?
Yeah, so we practice out of the JCC, David Posnack JCC in Davie, Florida. That's where we practice, and that's where we play our home games.
Very nice. There was you got to forgive me because if you were I know you're not a baseball coach, but if you were a baseball coach, I could talk to you about baseball. I really don't know a lot about basketball.
No worries.
But what I do know about basketball is interesting. The playoffs are starting, right? And the Bucks were the number one seeded team.
Yeah.
So they have a player, and I can't remember the star player's name, but he did, and this ties into your lead acronym, and this is why I'm bringing it up. So he did. I saw an interview on him. It was actually on TikTok. I follow TikTok all day. And he said the reporter asked him a question about because they were number one seed and they lost to they lost to the Heat, right?
Yeah.
What they shouldn't have lost to the Heat, and by all accounts, but they did. And he was asked the questions like, why did you lose to the Heat, and what's the problem and stuff like that. And he had some pretty good response. He said, "Listen, we play the game to play the game. Sometimes you win,
Yep.
and sometimes you lose. Just because we're the best team in the league doesn't mean we're not susceptible to losing. Everybody loses. It's just another day that makes us better. And we keep coming here to play, and every day we get better. Now we know we have another step to take."
Yep.
And I want to get your take on that because I thought that was pretty valuable. Here they are, they're supposed to be the winner of it all, and now they're outside looking in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the reference that you're referring to is when they asked him if he thought the season was a failure.
Oh,
Because
right.
they were the number one seed and they got bounced by the number 8 seed. And the player you're referring to is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He, I don't know if you guys have seen his story. They actually they made a Disney movie about it.
Really?
Very incredible story. Immigrant family that made his way to Greece at a very young age for him, and he just, his basketball career took off over there, and he just bursted onto the scene here in the States. But back to your question, I agree with this statement. It's a perfectly imperfect game. You can do things perfectly as much as you want, but the game is very unscripted. For him or for people to think that it was a failure, I know at that level, I mean, you're playing 82 games in a season. There's a lot of things that go into it. There's a lot of luck. You got to be healthy come time that you're playing the playoffs. I mean, he missed, I think, 2 games in the whole series. So that plays a part into it. And it's just, those guys go in and day out and they're professionals and they work hard. So for them to, get the unlucky seeding of getting the Heat, which really shouldn't have been an 8 seed. They should have been a 4 or 5 seed, but they had their injuries that they dealt with all season. So they got a pretty good team in the first round, and it was just a bad matchup for them.
Yeah, bad matchup. And of course, we're here in Miami, so we're happy that the Heat are in
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm an ex-Knick fan, so it's a Heat-Knicks rivalry from the 90s. But it's one of those things where everybody wins or loses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
absolutely.
So I think it's really important. There are times when I thought I was going to use the expression knock it out of the park or win in whatever scenario, and then I lost. Of course, you feel
pretty horrible about that.
Yeah.
But and I've been in sales
Mhm.
most of my professional sales and marketing most of my professional life, and you have to understand that you're going to get 9 failures before you get that one yes,
Absolutely.
But the margin between those teams are so close.
right?
You know what I mean? Anybody could win. It's like professional golf. You look at the top of professional golf. They all hit it well. They all putt well. They all do it well.
Right.
The margin between these teams is infinitesimal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so that level, I mean, I'm a big baseball fan, but even the worst player of the worst team in baseball is probably 100 times better than I could have ever imagined that I could be. So
Yeah.
that's
Absolutely.
sort of the quality of what we're talking about now. So your second year into the program, you had a successful run the first year. So where do you go from here? We talked just before we had Edgardo in here, we talked about self-empowerment and growing.
Mhm.
And we talked about a 5-year vision board.
Mhm.
So as a coach, right, you're
Yeah.
just putting on your new shoes, you're getting ready. So where do you see the team in 5 years? I mean, do you want that wherever that trophy is? You want it?
Absolutely.
You play to win, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. First and foremost, we say in our team set a standard. Each day we're trying to set a standard with the way we come into practice, the way we approach our scouting reports, the way we go into our games. We want to set a certain standard, and I think we set that standard this year. We ended up going 14-4 in our first season.
Wow, that's
That's
amazing.
pretty
Yeah.
respectable.
So, we have to build off of that, and we have to continue building on that standard. The guys that we had on our roster this year really set a strong foundation for the next guys that are coming. We have a pretty good recruiting class coming in. We're excited for it. We're excited for the guys that are returning, and just we want to go after it. And like I said, we're competing in the USCAA.
Right.
We competed against some of those schools this past season. We showed where we were in the Division I bracket, which is where we will be. There's 8 invitations to the national tournament, and that's what we're going for. One of those 8 invitations so that we can go and compete for a national title.
So when you talk about national, you're talking about the Sweet 16 type of title, or is it a different division altogether?
So how the USCAA works is it's a lot of schools up and down the East Coast.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, there's about 60 member schools.
Okay.
Out of the 60 member schools, 8 get an invitation to Pittsburgh to play for that national championship.
Wow.
So we want to go ahead and compete for one of those 8, and then when we get there, we'll see how the luck goes for us.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's a
To,
great.
to have that record in your second year,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And I tell you what, it's really refreshing. And some of you players who are students here as well are here,
Mhm.
and they're walking around. I mean, obviously they're big dudes.
Yeah.
I'm half this side. Paul was commenting, "Hey, we're in the wrong elevator because these guys." Are but it's good to see being a professor here at United International College. It's good to see that because it brings a lot of energy to the building. It brings a lot of energy to the school. And I think it's part of that successful history of the school that you're building. You're in. I'm proud to be part of that.
Absolutely.
That history. So that's really it. One last question, and I don't know if you follow Deion Sanders. You remember Deion Sanders?
Oh, sure. He's over at, he just switched
To
schools.
Colorado, right?
Yeah, Colorado, and he's
So-
making some big waves over
Yeah,
there.
so that's my question. So on TikTok, I'm a crazy TikTok guy. Enjoy it while we have it, because TikTok will be gone probably 6 months from
Yeah.
now. But he does a lot of his stuff on TikTok. So I have 2 quick questions for you. Number one, are you using TikTok to send messages out to the team, or have you thought about that? Because that's what we sort of do here. And by the way, we have this wonderful studio that you're
Yeah.
welcome to come in here and use. And then the second, what do you think about Coach Sanders, Coach Deion, and all the things that he's doing in terms of coaching and leading? We started off by talking about the need for young men to have this direction.
Mhm.
Do you think he's got a pretty good formula that he's following?
So to answer your first question about TikTok, I'm not a big social media guy, but we have a fantastic staff here,
Yeah.
a fantastic media club.
Sure.
So they do all the social media for
And the
us.
games are streamed.
Exactly.
The games are actually on the YouTube channel.
So they make my life easy when it comes to social media.
Yeah.
Media Club's amazing. So I really lean on them heavily to make sure that our our program's promoted well. And anytime I go out to recruit or just show up to a high school game or something, the Eagle Ray name is already known.
Yeah.
I texted Angelica and Marcelo one day. I went to a recruiting event and I had my shirt on. The minute I walked in, a group of guys, just the Eagle Rays, just walked in. So it's pretty cool to see that, especially when we go out.
After 2 years.
Yeah, not even. It's been a couple months. I'm going into year 2.
Yeah,
It's just, it's been crazy. And then to answer your question about Dion, I like it. I think he's very authentic the way he does things. It might rub some people the wrong way. It's not the way I would approach things, but I respect the authenticity that he has, the way he runs his program, and just how honest he is with the kids, the administration, and just the world in general. The world of college sports has taken a turn, I would say, in the last 5 years. The business side of it is really starting to show itself.
Which it should.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean,
I agree.
I mean, I heard stories players that they can't even get a meal.
No.
They can't. They have not enough money to eat.
No.
Sometimes.
No, and I would definitely love to jump on this with you guys again and talk NIL.
Yeah, I think we should.
I think
so.
I think it's a
really
topic
important.
that we should really talk about. But I really do think that Dion is bringing a light to a lot of things in college sports that should have been brought to the forefront a long time ago, and I can respect that.
Right. I mean, why wouldn't they college? Why wouldn't someone who plays college, whatever the age is, 18, and I mean, why wouldn't they be able to earn something off of their name
Absolutely.
like everyone else is? Imagine if pick a young artist out there. Like let's pick I don't know Taylor Swift, right? She's world famous now. I don't know her age, but imagine when she was 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, somebody was not allowing her to profit and grow.
Well, you take college. You know, you and I can start a band in college and become a great success. We could do many things in college, but if you're an athlete, you're restricted. It doesn't make
It
sense.
doesn't
Yep.
make sense.
Not at all.
But Deion Sanders, one point about him, the interesting thing that I find about him, and he's a very interesting guy, he's proving himself again.
Yes. Again,
This-
the second time around.
Well, this is a big step for him.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So he's, the way he's treating his players is because he wants to prove himself to be an A-level coach.
Yeah.
Right. And I think he's on the track. And listen, to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs.
That's it.
So
That's it.
that unfortunately you can't please everyone. As a coach, you probably know that. You
Absolutely.
got 12 guys in the locker room. There may be 2 of them that are just not, dealing with it tonight.
You got to do what's best for the team.
Exactly right. Well, Coach, I really appreciate the time. We definitely, Paul and I do the Forward Motion Business Show. We focus on, for this season and season coming, career development and how we can take what we do and turn it into career. And I think that'll be a great opportunity to talk about that.
Yeah, I'd like to do it.
That'll be great. So we'll get you on the schedule so you can come in here. So thank
Awesome.
you for joining us.
I appreciate you
All
guys.
right. Congratulations.
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah, go Eagle Ray.
Go Rays.
You go. Is that what we're doing? Yes, all right. Go Rays. Let's do it. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Is the sound off?
No, we're still live.
We're still live?
Yeah, we're live streaming. So don't say anything bad about me.
Never.
Yes. All right. Who's next? Oh, we got to find someone else in the code. I know, Paul. You said you needed to head out soon, so thank you for that. What's that?
Pleasure.
You can't do what? What do you want to do? Zoom? That's it. St. Mac is England. Smartphone. That's kind of strange, right? Oh, it's not much. Well, so is this the general camera? So why don't you make this go zoom more? How was that interview? That was nice, right? We gotta cut. I gotta cut all these things here. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop it now,